So you can see the questions. Exercise 12A. All of you open your book. Exercise 12A. Now question number 11. This is also very simple. A radioactive source emits three types of radiations. Name the radiations. So one is the alpha particle, beta particle, and gamma radiation. You have to write the complete answer. You don't write alpha, beta, and gamma. It's clear? If you are writing alpha, beta, and gamma, you will not get any marks. You have to write alpha particle, beta particle, and gamma radiations. It's clear? Perhaps now it will be closer. Wait for a minute. So a radioactive source emits three types of radiations. Name the three radiations. So this I explained. Alpha particle, beta particle, and gamma radiation. This way you will write the answer. Alpha particle you will write. Now don't write alpha. Alpha radiations, alpha rays, not. That is not the correct answer. Name the radiations which are deflected by the electric field. Alpha particles and beta particles. Then name the radiation which is most penetrating, gamma radiations. Name the radiations which travel with the speed of light, gamma radiations. Name the radiation which has the highest ionizing power. Highest ionizing power, which one is having? Alpha particles. Name the radiations consisting the same kind of particle as cathode ray. These are the beta particles. Only what is the difference between cathode rays and beta particles? Similarity, both are the fast moving stream of electrons. But beta particles, they are emitted from the inside of the nucleus. That is emitted from the inside of the nucleus. While the alpha particles, while the cathode ray, these are orbital electrons. These are the orbital electrons. Then you can see question number 12. A radioactive source emits three types of radiations. Name the radiations of zero mass. So it is gamma radiation. Gamma are not particles. We will write gamma radiation. Name the radiation which has the lowest ionizing power. That is also the gamma radiation. It's clear? You can see here. Yes, now it is visible to you. Name the radiation which has the lowest penetrating power. So lowest penetrating power, alpha particles. Give the charge and mass of the particle composing the radiation in part C. So you have to write the charge of alpha particle. What is the charge on alpha particle? That you know. It is positive charge of 3.2 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. 3.2 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. And what is the mass? It is the 4 times of the mass of proton. I am writing here, what is the charge on alpha particle? Charge on alpha particles are, it is a positive charge, 3.2 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Not only you have to mention the magnitude, you have to mention the whether it is positive or negative. Then what is the mass of alpha particle? It is the 4 times of the mass of proton. And what is the mass of proton? That you know, for 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. So it is 6.68 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. All these things you remember. When the particle referred to the part C, which particle you have referred? Alpha particle, becomes neutral. It is found to be the atom of a rare gas. Name the gas and draw the model of this neutral atom. So see here, as you know that alpha particles are what? Alpha particles are helium nucleus. Helium nucleus means consisting 2 protons and 2 neutrons. When it will gain 2 electrons, what will happen? It will become helium atom. So what will be the answer here? Answer will be, name the rare gas, helium gas. Draw a model. Model already I have drawn here. It's clear. This is the model. Now you can see here, from which part of the atom do these radiations come? So it is from the nucleus. They come out from the nucleus. Now after this, question number 13. It is very good question. You can see here, this question is very good question. Let me take out the pencil. Yes. The diagram in the figure 12.7 shows a radioactive source S placed in a thick lead container. Lead, why do we use lead? Because radioactive radiations are not able to penetrate the thick lead container. The radiations given out are allowed to pass through a magnetic field. Here, these crosses are showing the magnetic field. These crosses, multiplication signs are showing the magnetic field. Acts perpendicular to the plane of paper inward, means this magnetic field is directed vertically downward direction, perpendicular to the plane of paper in downward direction. Arrows show the paths of the radiations A, B, and C. Name the radiations labeled A, B, and C. This is A, this is B, and C is this one. This one is C. So see here, how will you name? So A is passing undeviated. It will be what? Who can answer? A is passing undeviated. So what will be gamma radiations? Now if you see B and C, which one is deviating more and which one is deviating less? So B is deviating less. You can see here, B is deviating by lesser angle, while C is deviating by greater angle. So see here, as we know that alpha particle, because of being massive, deviates less. Alpha particles, because of being massive, particles, because of being massive, means having more mass as compared to beta, deviates less. While beta particles are lighter, therefore they deviate more. So B is deviating less, therefore it will be alpha, and C will be the beta. Explain clearly how you use the diagram to arrive at the answer in part A. So this already I would explain. It's clear. Now Mridul Mishra, turn off audio. Mridul Mishra. Now I have removed to Mridul Mishra. So see here, explain clearly how you use the diagram to arrive at the answer in part A. So that I have explained. Since A is passing undeviated, therefore it must be the gamma radiation. Since B is deviating lesser than the C, therefore B is the stream of beta particle and C is the stream of beta, B is the stream of alpha particles and C is the stream of beta particles. Now question number 14. Figure 12.8, you can see figure 12.8 shows a mixed source R of alpha and beta particle in a thick lead-walled container. It's clear? It is a mixed source R of alpha and beta particle in a thick lead-walled container. The particles pass through a magnetic field. in a direction perpendicular to the plane of paper inward. Means like this. Here also the magnetic field is in the same way. So in the diagrams, how the particle get affected. It's clear. So see here. Here you will show deviation in alpha and beta particle in opposite direction. It's clear. If you are showing the deviation in alpha particle in this direction, then beta particle deviation you will show in this direction. But you will show more deviation in beta particle. You will show more deviation in beta particle. See here. This will be the alpha and beta each this. You have to show lesser deviation in beta particle, lesser deviation in alpha particles. It's clear. Here, no need to show gamma because it is not given in the question. Name the law used in the part A. So we will just mention that alpha particle deviated by smaller angle as compared to beta particle. Now see here, next question. Question number 50. Here, this is the question number 50. All of you wait. Yes. Figure 12.9 shows a radioactive source kept in a thick lead-walled container having a narrow opening. It's clear. The radioactive radiations pass through an electric field. The radiations pass through an electric field between the plates A and B. Complete the diagram to show the paths of alpha, beta, and gamma radiations. So see here, gamma radiations will pass undeviated. Gamma radiations are passing undeviated. Towards the plate A, beta particles will deviate. It's clear. And as you know that beta particles are deviating by smaller angle, by larger angle. So you will show here. This is beta. And alpha are deviating towards the negative plate by a smaller angle. So this. So this will be alpha and this will be beta. That you will mark in the diagram. Why is the source is kept in thick lead-walled container with narrow opening? So it is kept in thick lead-walled container because radiations are not able to penetrate the lead walls, lead material. Why there is a narrow opening? So that radiations do not spread. Radiations do not spread. Name the radiations which is unaffected by electrostatic field. It is the gamma radiation. Then here in the same question, which radiation is deflected the most? Beta particle, because they are being lighter, they are deviating most. Which among the three particles, which among the three particles causes the least biological damage? So least biological damage is produced by alpha particles. It is here alpha radiations are given, but you will write alpha particle. Otherwise, you will lose the marks. It's clear. So that you can do. Now you can see here question number 19. Question number 19. You see, arrange the alpha beta radiation in ascending order of their ionizing power and penetrating power. So see here. You know that which one is having more ionizing power, alpha, and gamma is having least. So when you have to arrange in ascending order of ionizing power, ascending order of ionizing power. So first you will write gamma, then beta, and then alpha. After that, penetrating power. So penetrating power, gamma. So see here, gamma is having most, alpha is having least. So alpha, beta, and gamma. This way you will write. It's clear. Now state the speed of each of alpha beta. That already I have explained. No need to explain that. Now see here. What is the composition of alpha beta and gamma radiations? See here. Alpha particles are having the speed of here. Speed already I have told. Question number 21. Yes, 21. What is the composition of alpha, beta, and gamma radiations? So see here, what will be the composition? How will you write here? So composition of alpha particle. So what will you write? It is consisting 2 protons and 2 neutrons. Beta particle, it is a fast moving stream of electrons. It is a fast moving stream of electrons. And gamma radiations don't consist any particle. These are the electromagnetic radiations. Now, can a hydrogen nucleus emit an alpha particle? No, it cannot emit. Why? Because hydrogen nucleus don't contain the neutron. What is the composition of hydrogen nucleus? You can see here. If you see the composition of hydrogen nucleus, it is having 1 proton. It's clear, only. And since it is having only 1 proton, therefore it cannot emit alpha particle. Because alpha particles composition is 2 protons and 2 neutrons. Therefore, it cannot emit alpha particle. Which one, alpha, beta, and gamma radiation has the least penetrating power? Explained, already explained. Then, how are gamma radiations are produced? So already I have explained. Gamma radiations are emitted along with alpha particle and beta particle when nucleus is in the excited energy state. When the nucleus is in the excited energy state. Mention 2 common properties of gamma radiations and visible light. So see here, number 1, both are the electromagnetic radiations. Both are the electromagnetic radiations. You can see here. And number 2, both travel with the same speed, which is the speed of light, 3 × 10⁸ meters per second. So this radioactivity is a nuclear phenomena that you can write. No need to explain here. Now you see the questions here. Question number 27. Yes. Question number 27. What happens to the atomic number and mass number of the nucleus of an element when a alpha particle, a beta particle, and gamma radiations are emitted? It's clear. What will happen to the atomic number and mass number? Atomic number is denoted by Z and mass number is denoted by A. It's clear. What will happen to Z or A when alpha particle, and this is the atomic number and this is the mass number. You have to explain that what will happen when a radioactive nucleus emits alpha particle. So when alpha particle is emitted, atomic number is decreased by 2 and mass number is decreased by 4. Mass number is decreased by 4. When alpha particles are emitted, atomic number decreases by 2 and mass number decreases by 4. But when beta particle is emitted, then atomic number will increase by 1 and mass number will remain unchanged. As you know that beta particle get emitted because of what? Because of splitting of a neutron into proton and electron. splitting of neutron into proton and electron. Proton remains inside and electron comes out in the form of beta particle. तो देख लो, एक न्यूट्रॉन का लॉस हुआ बट एक प्रोटॉन प्रोड्यूस हो गया, तो ये तो अनचेंज रहेगा। क्यों? क्योंकि ये क्या है, प्रोटॉन और न्यूट्रॉन की नंबर का टोटल है। तो न्यूट्रॉन एक कम हो रहा तो प्रोटॉन एक एक्स्ट्रा फॉर्म हो रहा है, सो इट विल रिमेन अनचेंज्ड। But what will happen to the atomic number? Atomic number is the proton number, and proton is increasing by 1. So it will become Z plus 1. Gamma radiations, there will be no change in atomic number. Z will remain Z and A will remain A. There will be no change in atomic number or mass number. It's clear. So this, then periodic table that is not in your course, that you can cut. What changes occur? Change means about composition you have to explain. When you are saying change in the nucleus of the radioactive element, then it means you have to explain about the composition. What changes occur in the nucleus? Nucleus of a radioactive element when it emits alpha particle, beta particle, and gamma radiation. Give one example in each case. So see here, it is very simple. You can see here in this side. Already I explained here. When a nucleus ZXA emits to a alpha particle, what will be the changes in the atomic number and mass? What will be changes within the nucleus? So see here, as we know that alpha particle, it is the composition of 2 protons and 2 neutrons. Therefore, resulting nucleus, which we also call as the daughter nuclei, resulting nucleus will have 2 protons and 2 neutrons less as compared to parent nucleus, as compared to parent nucleus. For example, uranium is having 92 U238. If you see here, when it emits alpha particle, what happens? It becomes 90 TH234. Now, if you see the protons and neutrons here protons are 92, neutrons 238 minus 92, that is 146. Now here, if you see, protons are 90 and neutrons are 234 minus 90. That is 144. So you can see here, proton had decreased by 2. Proton had decreased by 2 and neutron has also decreased by 2. It's clear? So when alpha particle will get emitted, proton will increase by 2 and neutron will also decrease by 2. Proton will decrease by 2 and neutron will also decrease by 2. It's clear? This is the change. Now similarly, when beta particle is emitted, then what will happen? You can see here. When beta particles are emitted, so you can see protons will increase by and neutron will decrease by 1. proton will increase by 1 and neutron will decrease by 1. It's clear that you remember. For example, when 6C14 emits a beta particle, it becomes 7N14. If you see the proton number, here protons are 6, here protons are 7. If you see the neutron, here it is 14 minus 6, that is equals to 8. But here neutron has become 14 minus 7, that is equals to 7. It's clear? So this will be the change. Gamma radiation, there will be no change in the proton and neutron number. So this I explained. It's clear. Now question number 30. It is a very good question. You can see here. Question number 30. An atomic nucleus A is composed of 84 protons and 128 neutrons. Atomic nucleus A, you can see here. This is question number 30. Containing 84 protons and 128 neutrons. It is about A. It's clear. 84 protons and 128 neutrons. The nucleus A emits an alpha particle and is transformed into the nucleus B. A is emitting one alpha particle and becomes B. In the first part, it has been asked, what is the composition of B? Composition means you have to explain about the proton and neutron. It's clear. So composition of B. So as you know that when alpha particle get emitted, proton decreases by 2, neutron decreases by 2. So proton will become 84 minus 2, that is equals to 82. Neutron will be 128 minus 2 equals to 126. Then nucleus B emits a beta particle and transformed into the nucleus C. B is emitting a beta particle and becomes C. You can see here. B is emitting a beta particle and becomes C. Now you have to explain what is the composition of C. So you can see composition of C. You can see here now this is the parent nucleus, this is the daughter nucleus. So when beta particle get emitted, proton increases by 1, that is 82 plus 1, that is 83. And neutron 126 minus 1, that is 125. Neutron will decrease by 1. What is the mass number of nucleus C? Mass number means it is the sum of proton and neutron. Sum of proton and neutron. So mass number of E. 84 plus 128. So when you will solve this 8, 4, 12, 1, 212. It's clear. Now, does the composition of nucleus C change if it emits gamma radiation? Means, यहाँ पर हमको बताना है, if C is emitting gamma, then whether there will be change its composition. So no change in composition when gamma radiations are emitted. There will be no change in the composition. Composition will remain as it is. It's clear. Now you see the question number 31. You can see here a nucleus A, mass number 238. Let me arrange the book. Yes. You can see here. Now, a nucleus A, mass number 238 and atomic number 92. is radioactive and becomes nucleus B, mass number 234 and atomic number 90. So see here, A becomes into B. What is the change in the mass number? पहले था 238, अब हो गया 234, means mass number has decreased by 4. What is the change in atomic number? Earlier it was 92, now it is 90, means decreased by 2. It means which particle has emitted? So it is the alpha particle. Because when one alpha particle will get emitted, atomic number decreases by 2, mass number decreases by 4. So we will write that, name the particle emitted alpha. Explain how you arrived at your answer. So here you will write, as atomic number decreases by 2 and mass number decreases by 4. It's clear? State the change in the form of reaction. So already I explained here. You can see here how will you write it in the form of equation. So it is 90, which one? 92 A38. A238. When it emits beta particle, it becomes 90 B234 plus 2He4. This way you will write. This way it will be written. It's clear. Now you can see here question number 32. State whether the following nuclear integration are allowed, disintegration are allowed or not. Give reason if it is not allowed. So this one is allowed. Why it is allowed? Because it is in the excited energy state. Here it is in the excited energy state. Star indicates that it is having more energy. And there is no change in the mass number and atomic number. Now see here, this one. Whether it is allowed, it is emitting which particle? Alpha particle. Now you see whether mass number and atomic number are conserved. So here it is Z, Z minus 2 plus 2, that is Z. Here it is A, here it is A plus 4. So it is not allowed because mass number is not conserved. Mass number is not conserved. It's clear? Now you see the question number 33. A nucleus 11Na24 is beta radioactive, means it will emit beta particle. Beta radioactive means it will emit beta particle. Now you have to explain what are numbers 24 and 11 called. So 24 is the mass number of sodium, 11 is the atomic number of sodium. Now write the equation of beta decay. So see here, you can see here it is question number 33. 33. Na23. When it will emit beta particle, atomic number increases by 1. Now atomic number will become 12. Ab 12 इसका atomic number है, it is of magnesium. Mass number will remain unchanged. Plus minus 1 beta G. Minus 1 beta this. 11 Na23. When emits 1 beta particle, atomic number increases by 1, means it becomes 12. And 12 is the atomic number of magnesium. So it will be 12 Mg23 plus minus 1 beta 0. Then the nucleus here, what general name is given to the product nucleus with respect to this? Means question में ये पूछा गया है, प्रोडक्ट न्यूक्लियस को, प्रोडक्ट न्यूक्लियस is 12 Mg23, प्रोडक्ट न्यूक्लियस is 12 Mg23. इसको पेरेंट न्यूक्लियस के विद रेस्पेक्ट में क्या जनरल नेम दिया जाएगा? So you can see their mass number is same. Mass number is same, therefore they are isobars. We will write that these are the isobars. It's clear? Because having the same mass number. It's clear? So this is the general name. Now question number 34 you can see. Now see here question number 34. Here a nucleus of stable phosphorus has 15 protons and 16 neutrons. Phosphorus is having, it is stable. Stable means it will not emit any part. It will not emit any part. Phosphorus. Stable. This is question number 34. It is having 15 protons and 16 neutrons. 15 protons and 16 neutrons. It's clear. What is the atomic number and mass number? So first part, atomic number will be proton number. Atomic number. It will be 15. Mass number 15 plus 16. That is 31. It's clear. Now see the next question part. The nucleus of radiophosphorus. Radiophosphorus means which can emit the particles, alpha particle, beta particle, gamma radiations. The nucleus of radiophosphorus has one neutron more than a stable nucleus. What will be its atomic number and mass number? So see here, radiophosphorus. It is given that radiophosphorus is having one neutron more than stable phosphorus. So what will be? There will be how many protons? 15 protons, 17 neutrons. So atomic number, it will be equal to 15. Mass number, it will be 15 plus 17, that is 32. It will be 32. What will be the atomic number and mass number of a new nucleus formed by the decay of a beta particle by radiophosphorus? Means when radiophosphorus emits one beta particle, what will be the atomic number and mass? So see here, atomic number will increase by 1. It will become 15. What will happen to the mass number? Mass number will remain unchanged. It will remain unchanged. That is A. Mass number is denoted by A. It will remain unchanged. So this, it's clear. So you can see here. Then here question number 35. So these questions you can do. These are not difficult. It's clear. So now I have told enough questions here. You have to complete the following nuclear reaction. That is also very important. All these things I explained. Here, which particle is being emitted? Beta particle. So it is XPA. What will happen? Here it will become X plus 1. And here it will remain 2. Then here it is emitting, atomic number decreases by 2, mass number decreases by 4. So it will be 2He4. So in this way, you can complete this. And then these questions also, these are also very important. All of you do these questions. If you have any problem, then you can message in the group. In this chapter, you will do the questions from here on. From the exercises also, you do the questions. It's clear. The examples which are solved here, you do these questions also. These solved examples are also very, very important. From the point of view of examination, these are also very important. It's clear. So you do these also. It's clear. This one. So if you are not getting any question, you inform me in the group. Then I will do those questions also in a video. It's clear. Now this part, nuclear fission and fusion, has been removed from your course. Now it is not in your course, so you can leave it. This part B, it is not in your course, so we will not do this. It's clear. So this way your course has finished. Now from 28, and that is, yes, you do the revision. Yes, we will do the revision from 28.